Hi, let's take a look at Transformers UK. The UK, of course, United Kingdom had their own Transformers comics. They did reprint American comics for the first like 12 or so issues, and then they started creating their own stories and also reprinting the American stories. UK comics, of course, are an anthology and they have serialized stories throughout. And so, with a steady stream of American content, they also supplemented that with their own content, or really, the American content was supplementing their own content. So, here you have, in this issue, your Transformers toy checklist. Yeah, all that stuff was included in these awesome little magazines. Uh, Also designed as Decepticon competition winners. Here you have Jazz. I love the design of the Transformers in UK comics because they're taking a lot of cues from the toys themselves. I love the way the arms look like they flip out the way the toy does with the tires on the back. And begins inside Man of Iron, a fantastic new Transformers adventure. This story was also reprinted in American comics, but here they're usually presented in black and white. Man of Iron. Stansham Castle, somewhere in southern England, at the end of a long hot summer. And you see here to the right, the script is by Steve Parkhouse, art by John Ridgway, and edited by Sheila Crana. So John Ridgway pencils. It's a departure from the American comics, but it looks more illustrative and a more attention to detail. And whoever the guard is at this castle is taken aback by a sonic boom from a jet. The problem with black and white is that because the jets are color coded, you don't really know which jet this is. But they're Decepticons, of course. And here they are, sort of attacking the castle. They explode a missile around the castle and then fly off. More great attention to detail, lots of great shading on this face, lots of great detail on this castle with all the different cars and stuff here. I don't think that thunder we heard was a bomb, do you? I don't know. George wouldn't say much. So this guy's trying to investigate what happened with this castle. And he's looking for this kid, Sammy. Sammy, your mom says go home. Anyway, Sammy is evading this guy and he wants to play outside. And he's shooting his little bow and arrow. It gets stuck in a tree and he climbs up the tree to get this arrow and encounters Jazz. Scares the living crap out of him and he climbs off the tree and Jazz steps on the guy's bow and arrow. Crunch. He knew his dad was looking for him and he runs out, but his dad has driven off. And this giant robot is coming towards him like, please no. He runs home and Jazz follows him in car mode. He parks right on the sidewalk. There's got to be some sort of crime there. And he remembers Jazz takes note of the address and everything. Jazz has an ulterior motive. He's not trying to scare this child. There's something to do with this castle here. And so the police are talking to this dad about what happened with this castle, and they talk about the history of the castle. In 1017, at the castle of Steinsham, a great force led by Godwin the Strongarm did surround and besiege the castle and plunder the neighboring village for food and cattle. There, Godric's men breached the gates and they went into the castle, but after much fearsome fighting, something really miraculous happened. A giant man of iron, who kind of looks like a transformer, trod through and basically scared everyone away. And he carried a sword of fire and a javelin of flame. Basically, what we see here is a laser pistol, and he's shooting like flames or fire bolts or something out of it. And the priest, Ethrulek, I think that's how you say it, did fall in his path and offer him the blessings of our Lord and beseech him to return from whence he had come, which he then did. And basically this happened about 3 times back in the past. So this is a story that this kid's father is telling him. And he's like, did the thing that you saw look like this? And he's like, yeah, it's totally what it looked like. And the father's like, the manuscript was completed in 1070, Sammy. It's over 900 years old. And here's the next issue of the UK Transformers with Megatron in your February calendar. This is from January 26th to February 8th, 1985, number 10. And here you see Mirage. As I said before, I love the way they designed these Transformers in these comics. They take a lot of cues from the toys at the time. Man of Iron, a nighttime visitor for Sammy. So this is continuing from the story from before. And here's a beautifully drawn giant panel. And this was written by Steve Parkhouse, art by John Ridgway, and edited by Sheila Crana. And these John Ridgway drawings, they basically set the tone and pace for all of the drawings for other toy to comic book adaptations that Marvel UK was doing. And it's all wonderfully drawn. A lot of this part of the story doesn't have a lot of dialogue in it. There's a shooting star. Now, Sammy here may or may not be going onto the roof. He may be dreaming some of this. This spaceship is incredibly designed. It's basically like one half of a dumbbell or something. 2 half spheres and a little bridge between them. And there's a Decepticon plane parked right in front of his house. And maybe he's sleeping outside, maybe he's not. But here comes Mirage. And Mirage is, of course, a giant robot walking around town. You know, even back then, they had issues with sort of sizing and scaling. Like, if a race car were to turn into a man, would he really tower over, like, buildings and stuff? It didn't matter. I mean, like, you know, when Megatron is a gun and he turns into a robot, he's, like, 3 times the size of a human being. And so here, he goes to Sammy's house and sort of knocks on his window, Sammy, and then Sammy's like, I can't talk to you now, I can't come with you. And Sammy's stunned. Was there someone there? Is he floating in space? And so all sorts of havoc ensues in his room. And Sammy remembers the story of the Iron Man from thousands of years ago. And the parents hear the commotion in Sammy's room, and when they open the door, the room is a mess, and it looks like maybe there's a windstorm that blew open the window and messed everything about. But when the kid's father looks outside, he sees a giant robot hop over the fence and take off. So he sees it now. He sees that Sammy is not making things up. What the heck is going on around here? So the next day he talks to these army people that are staking out the castle. And the guy says, like, we've done a sonic scan of the hill beneath the castle, hoping to locate what we thought was an unexploded bomb. Mr. Harker, you may find this difficult to believe. There's a very large object buried under the hill. Very large indeed. That's very British. So, Sammy's father figures something really is going on here. Sammy's walking around, and, you know, father wants to talk to Sammy about this, but Jazz pulls up, and he's talking friendly to the kid. This is kind of creepy. He offers Sammy a ride. He's like, get in, Sammy. Sammy's like, I can't. My mom told me not to take lifts from strangers. And Jazz is like sweet talking him and stuff. This wouldn't play well today. He's like, but I'm not a stranger, Sammy. Deep down you know, don't you? You've been wanting an adventure all your life. Besides, I have something to tell you. Something really important. And he'll only tell him if he gets in the car. So here the wheel, of course, is on the UK side, not the other side of the car. And so the mother comes out and she's like, what's going on out here? And Sammy's trapped in the car and the car drives off. And the mother is stunned. Is like, I can't, Mommy, I can't. help me. And then there's a little note at the bottom here. It's like, remember, never accept lifts from strangers. Just to make sure kids understand. This is part of the story, but in real life, you shouldn't accept drives from strangers. They say lifts. That's a whole UK thing. All right, here's the UK Transformers issue 11 from February 9th to February 22nd, 1985. These were weekly comics. They reprinted the American comics and also had their own stuff. And we're going to take a look at their first original story here. This is part 3 of Man of Iron. So here's the cover. You see here Thundercracker shooting at Sammy, a kid that we meet in this story, and all sorts of explosions around Jazz. And so Jazz has picked up Sammy. Here they have more of the credits, but within the actual panel itself. So as always, the script is by Parkhouse, art by Collins, letters by Starkings, and colors by Gina Hart. Edited by Sheila Crana. So this is a new artist on this, but retaining the same illustrative look of the other stories before this. And so Jazz is taking Sammy, and he needs to tell him something about this castle, which is the subject of Decepticon attacks lately. So here Jazz is going to meet up with other Autobots familiar to us. So here's Mirage. And there was a story of a Man of Iron from 1,000 years ago, and this has something to do with why the Autobots are concerned about this castle. So they also meet up with Trailbreaker. So here are 3 Autobots, and now Thundercracker is going to attack the Autobots. Now, all of this stuff looks almost anime. The UK, I think, was a lot more influenced by anime-type drawings than the United States. Look at all this stuff, these explosions and lines and everything. So now Blue Streak transforms. And the thing about Black and White is because Hasbro had basically recolored characters to make them different characters, it's hard to distinguish who they are in Black and White, like the planes, for example. And more anime-like lines all over the place, lots of great detailing. Thundercracker's explosion. And Thundercracker is basically crashing here. Again, lots of great like motion lines and stuff. Looks very anime-ish. And so Blue Streak reports in like, oh, I've shucked that guy off your tail. And so Jazz is ready to rendezvous with somebody. And so Sammy gets out of the car. Jazz transforms. There's a hidden spaceship here. And it opens up to reveal Optimus Prime. So here's Prime. They explained that there's a like a hidden buried ship underneath the castle, and it's got Autobots in it, at least one, who is the original Man of Iron. So here's Optimus Prime telling his story. He looks a bit more sinister in these designs. That's cool. He still looks awesome. So they explain about the castle and about what's underneath it and why the Decepticons are trying to destroy it. And these Decepticon attacks are basically, messing up the humans around them. So they want to get to this ship first before the Decepticons. And continuing on to the conclusion of Man of Iron, this is the UK Transformers number 12 from February 23rd to March 8th. These were, released fortnightly, as they say. And they're a mixture of American comics and UK comics, but we're concentrating on the UK exclusive stories. So here is the cover of Transformers 12 from the UK. You see here Jazz attacking one of the Decepticon planes by ramming it in vehicle mode. Showdown in Man of Iron. And introducing the Chromobots. Yeah, so that'll be in another story. Here is the conclusion of Man of Iron, script by Parkhouse, art by Collins, letters by Starkings, color by Gina Hart, and edited by Sheila Crana. So you see the British Army is concerned about a structure that's buried underneath the castle. And when they uncover it, they see this symbol that they don't understand. And so they're concerned about this and what to do about it. While they're talking about it, some commotion happens. Captain, look! A platform ascends, and it's the Man of Iron from 1,000 years ago. Oh, Criminy, it's him! So the army's like, what do we do about this? And the Man of Iron doesn't know what's going on. He's just defending his ship, so he starts firing on the British Army and just blowing the crap out of stuff. Captain, there's another one! And here comes Starscream. It just seemed to appear from nowhere. So now the Man of Iron is attacking Starscream. That's really what the Man of Iron was supposed to do in the first place. Defend from the Decepticons. And Starscream shoots the crap out of the Man of Iron. And here comes Jazz, and he rams Starscream with his vehicle mode. Sammy is reunited with his father. And the Decepticons are in full attack mode now and are attacking the Autobots around the castle. And here's it's probably Laserbeak. I was going to say maybe it's Buzzsaw. Jazz seems to shoot Buzzsaw, but also shoots the Decepticon planes. And here the Decepticons have a cool ship that we didn't really see in the United States. It's pretty awesome. And here all of the Decepticons are crashing into the castle and retreating. We have won this skirmish, but who knows how fast the Decepticons' threat is growing. We cannot leave the Earth now, Jazz. The Decepticons would soon overrun the planet. Only we few stand in their way. We cannot leave. Nor can we leave the rescue ship intact. We have no choice but to destroy it. Meanwhile, the Man of Iron is recovering and waiting for his allies. Rather than just recruit them, they just decide to destroy the ship. So here's Jazz ready to blow the ship up, and he does. And so the Autobots have completed their mission. The Decepticons will leave this area alone, and Sammy will continue to dream of the Man of Iron. And that's it for this first exclusive UK story in the Transformers UK comic. I hope you liked going through this with me. And if you like this video, please give a like to this video. It helps me out a lot. And please subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. Lots of great comic book stuff on here. So until next time, take care.